I think the problem of auctions and the idea of auctions not being more mainstream is, again, because there's not a lot of info about them, right? It's this big question mark of like, how do they work? Can I participate? Like, the word auction almost seems complex to a lot of people, right? And I think eBay did a pretty good job in the early 2000s of like bringing it a little bit more mainstream. Because if you look like prior to eBay, most people had never ever ever been to an auction or even knew kind of even what it was. eBay really kind of got it popular with the average person, but their style of auction isn't technically an event-based purpose auction. It's just a bunch of items on a site that you could bid on. And even that was very short-lived. What happened is they ended up introducing Buy It Now,
Mhm.
and then everybody started pivoting from listing their items up for auction to Buy It Now. Then they started, and this goes back to auction theory, right? Sellers want the shit in their favor. Buyers want everything in their favor. The auction company or the auction house wants everything in their favor. And so when you open up certain doors like eBay did, where it's like, okay, go ahead and do a buy it now, do a flat price shopping carts, or put it up for auction, all of a sudden everything started going away from auctions because the sellers were the ones dictating. And when the seller's dictating, do you want to run the risk of putting it up for auction or do you want to do a buy it now? So they literally like start the bidding at $100 or buy it now for 130. Like, come on. Like like that's dumb. Like just
Well, anyone's going to stop bidding you. $130.
100%. And
They're
you
going to wait for the next one to come up.
yeah.
No.
Or they're gonna start the bidding at 100, then 105, 110, 115, then it's gonna get to 120, then they're gonna pull the trigger at 130. Like you capped what you're gonna get. Like and they turned it retail. And part of it was because eBay wanted to chase Amazon. Like Amazon was blowing up on the e-commerce side. eBay was kind of like getting lost in the dust. So they're like, we gotta do something. So I call it eBay caught a case of Amazon envy, and eBay started chasing Amazon ever since. And they'll never catch up because it's two different business models. But eBay wanted what Amazon had, and so they lost the auction side of things. So they did a good job of teaching people, or at least opening them up to an auction, but they still, the average person does not know how an auction works, doesn't know the purpose, doesn't know the rules, and I don't blame them because when you look at all the auction companies across the country, man, every one of them has different rules. Everyone has different terms. Everyone has different ways of doing it. You know, again, they all have a different theory on how to do an auction, and so the public just ends up staying away from them a lot of times, or they see auction, it's like, oh, that's not for me. You know, I'll buy something, but I'm not like I don't do the bidding. I don't know, and so if there was more info, if there was more like knowledge bank and also making it simplified, right? So it- let's take like an old school auction company. Any I won't name anybody, you just pick one. Those guys are like every second Saturday of the month, we have this big auction. Public comes down. We accept consignments all month long. People drop stuff off, and then auction day is this day, and people show up and they bid, right? The sellers that drop stuff off are familiar. The buyers that come and participate are familiar. They know the company, they know the process. You know, they come every, once a month. That's it. No other general public, no like, and you get some few new faces and stuff like that, but like that's the auction industry participating in the auction industry, not the general public. So how do you, I estimate, and I'm pretty sure I'm accurate on this. I estimate that 5% of the population has ever done anything with an auction. The other 95% of the population has never done an auction before, never been to an auction, never participated in an actual auction. And this is eBay aside because eBay is not technically an auction. So in the auction industry, in an actual auction event, 95% of the population has never participated in an auction. So how do you tap into that 95%? How do you get the 95% of the population to say, you know what, auctions are awesome. Auctions are a great way to buy, great way to sell, great way to move stuff fast. Companies, individuals, estates, like you name it, because auctions are the best way to buy and sell used goods or unique goods. Period. End of story.